Hi Sharad, welcome to Under the Bodhi Tree with Aryaman Hooda. This is a show where I bring to all the young people out there the stories of successful young leaders like you. So before I ask you the first question, I would like you to know that this interview is for young people like me, people in high school, graduating in college, the Gen Zs and the millennials as they call us. So Sharad, how were you like in high school, and is there any memory in high school that is still stuck with you? Anuka, and I think you founded Multiples in 2009, right?
That's right.
And now it has become a $3 billion fund, giving over 30% returns annually, which is phenomenal. And Renuka, you also have had an excellent track record in ICICI, where your $250 million fund gave an unheard 70% returns annually. So, Renuka, how is being a woman, how has it given you an edge over the other males in this male dominated private equity fund industry?
Well, I've never thought of myself as a woman, as a weaker gender, or that I have to really, do something different or extra.
So, Jeff, now, as a young person, I'm concerned about environment deterioration. And I myself have done a lot of projects such as tree plantations, and I organized a marathon wherein 13,000 people ran, and for each person, I planted one tree. And, in international sports, they result in they put like a huge cost on the environment, like because there's new construction, there's use of energy. And if you look at air travel as well, that it puts so much pressure on the environment. And there's a studies which says that by 2050, 30 to 50% of sport practices will be cancelled due to either extreme heat or poor air quality. So what has ICC been doing to promote environmental sustainability?
Yeah, good question. I think one of our first steps was to look at, there was this three elements that I suppose we can look at. One is what we do in our office.
Phenomenal, Manushi, and you spoke about studying in medical college, which requires you to qualify for one of the hardest exams in the world. So, Manushi, how did being a studious and dedicated student give you an edge over the other candidates in Miss World?
I think, when I went to compete, there were actresses and there were models. There were.
Speaking of inspirational, at one point, Yashish, you spoke about the risks of plunging into entrepreneurship. And I quote you, the biggest risk is not being part of the future. Yashish, this has stuck with me ever since I read it. So if you have top three advice, what will they be for young students like me aspiring to be future entrepreneurs?
Yeah, I think one should not become an entrepreneur for some romantic objective or romantic goal.
And Ritesh, today is a very interesting day, and it is actually the first day and of like when HDFC stock is not trading, because HDFC has merged with its baby HDFC Bank, and now you are also a part of HDFC Bank. So, what do you think are going to be the benefits of you joining this franchise of HDFC Bank?
So yes, it's a very, very special day indeed.
So now, Alpesh, you have been consulting many businesses in finance and technology, right? And India has a lot of low-hanging fruits in SMEs, and there's a lot of readily available youth in tier 3 and 4 towns. So, and they are growing much faster. So I will like you to crystal gaze here. That's what a consultant does, according to me. So it tells us the path forward. So the question is, Alpesh, which financial model will make credit available to these tier 3 and 4 towns? Is it non-banks, NBFCs, banks, or fintech?
So this is the beauty of India.
Bhupendra, you spoke about running regularly and picking up sports in your school. Can you tell us how being a sportsman or an elite runner has contributed to your corporate success?
Yeah. So there are many lessons that you can take from sports.
So Naveen, before I proceed, I would just like to tell you that this show is mainly for all of the youngsters out there. the Gen Zs and the millennials, as they call us, high school students, college students. So on that note, Naveen, what were you like in high school? And if I would take you a few years back and tell you to spend 10 hours on a project, what would you spend it on?
So, Aryaman, unlike a lot of the other leaders who you kind of interviewed, in terms of my profile in high school was very different. I was a very average student.
Right? No, I mean, most of the people I've interviewed have given the same thing.
So I'll just share with you that very average student.
So let me get this straight. A conservative Marwadi family to being Mrs. India. What was the most defining moment of your life where it completely took a different course in like your teenage years?
So when I was growing up, I knew what were the things that I didn't want.
Before we end the interview, I just have a small round of personal questions of this or that.
Okay.
Happy endings or sad endings?
Happy endings.
Sing in front of your co-workers or dance?
Both.
Steal someone's lunch or have your lunch stolen?
Steal someone's lunch.
Go for an early morning run with Usain Bolt or Kipchoge?
Kipchoge.
Lose your taste or lose your appetite?
Lose my appetite.
Have a terrible boss and a good job or a good boss and a terrible job?
A good boss and a terrible job.
Run a marathon under 2 hours or 100 meters under 9 seconds?
Now both are difficult, but personally, if I had a chance, probably the former one.
Live on the beach or up in the mountains?
Depends on my mood. As of now, up in the mountains.
Tea, coffee, or smoothie?
Coffee. I've got one there. I don't know why I'm drinking coffee at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but I'm a coffee person.
Shoot a movie with Tom Cruise or Chris Hemsworth?
Oh my God, this is a tough one. I would say Tom Cruise because he's currently like the hot topic.
Go vegan or give up your favorite food?
Go vegan.